Cracks in brick, cracks in block, sticking windows or doors. Settling or sinking foundation, it's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS.
Here's your weather briefing for this Sunday, October 30th. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray, and it was quite a day of severe weather yesterday over southwestern Alabama. Into Saturday evening, several strong to severe thunderstorms moved off the Gulf of Mexico into southern Mississippi, southwestern Alabama, and there were numerous reports of waterspouts, funnel clouds, and tornadoes. One of the most significant struck Gulf Shores and areas on the eastern side of the Bon Secours River. Bon Secours, that tornado that was shown here a little after 7 p.m. Was tracking just to the west of Alabama 59 in Baldwin County. You can see here good indication of rotation on the storm relative velocity and on the base velocity. And there's the correlation coefficient dropout, what you would expect to see with the debris signature from a tornado. That ended up tracking just west of I-59 or Alabama 59 and eventually over the highway there south of Summerdale. But more tornadoes would come on shore in the form of waterspouts through Mobile Bay during the evening hours. One caused some damage in the Point Clear and Fairhope area of Baldwin County. So quite a night in Mobile and Baldwin counties in South Alabama. Now, watching the tropics, we still are not out of hurricane season yet. This is the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook showing a disturbance there in the Central Caribbean. Still doesn't have its act together, but the Hurricane Center thinks it has a really good chance to. About a 50% chance over the next 2 days, and about a 70% chance over the next 5. But it will move into Central America without becoming a problem for anyone. These are ensemble predictions, or at least probabilities off of the European, showing the probability of tropical depression over the Central Caribbean, and those numbers are pretty high. So it's probably going to happen. We'll be watching out carefully for that, but watch toward the end of the period. There could be another system in the Caribbean that could affect the Antilles and maybe even be something we have to worry about in the eastern part of the United States. But we'll see about that. The upper pattern tells the story. These are tea leaves showing weakening low pressure to the west of Alabama this morning. The low that caused all the problems yesterday is weakening and occluding. It'll move up into Missouri today, and as it does that, our severe weather threat will be non-existent today. This is Tuesday off of the GFS. The upper pattern shows a ridge building over Alabama and the southeastern United States, and that ridge intensifies as we get into Friday. We'll be watching an upper low system out here by then, and we'll be keeping a very close eye on the Caribbean at that point for the possibility of some tropical development down there. Lowered pressures you see by Monday the 14th. That will be pretty typical. Alabama's still got pretty good ridge. We're going to be in beautiful weather for the next several days once we get through all today's rain. And speaking of rain, this morning, showers moved out of Mississippi overnight. They've been gradually weakening through the morning hours. This is the HRRR at 10 a.m. this morning. Shows scattered showers, maybe a little bit of thunder areas south of US 82 probably. Really probably south of US 80, south of Selma Montgomery corridor, where there's going to be some potential development of a secondary low. We see our main low moving up into Missouri, as we talked about, and occluding. That means basically that the warm front, the cold front has caught up with the warm front, and the system is in a weakening phase. We'll be watching for the development of a secondary low near Meridian later this morning, and if it does, there could be some brief reintensification of these thunderstorms in the warm sector, but no severe weather expected for today. And we'll see that with the SPC's forecast in just a minute. This is 1 p.m. off of the HRRR, shows some potential reintensification of the storms over South Alabama, and by 7 p.m. tonight, scattered showers over the central part of the state. The main activity is pushing into Georgia, and by midnight tonight, the activity is really beginning to weaken. This is tomorrow. We're looking at this at 3 o'clock tomorrow because we could see some redevelopment of popcorn showers back over western Alabama and the colder air aloft that'll be associated with the upper low. This is the what is now, as I prepare this video on Saturday evening, the day 2 outlook, showing just a thunderstorm outlook over Alabama. This is the level 0 out of 5, not even marginal, but just a thunderstorm outlook for all of Alabama today. Now, let's go day by day with the GFS. This is for later today. In the 6 hours between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m., we still see showers and a little bit of thunder over eastern Alabama, but that's moving out pretty quickly. I'd kind of hoped we'd see some clearing over western Alabama late this afternoon. I just don't think that's going to happen. And that may keep our temperatures today in the upper 60s, where I thought we would get into the lower 70s. We'll watch that. For Monday, the system to our northwest, the upper low, few showers potentially showing up for us. Most of the heavy rain is on out of here. The GFS does indicate that disturbance depression there in the central Caribbean, south of Hispaniola. And then by Tuesday, I think Monday's still a very cloudy day. A few of those showers left around. I don't think we'll see clearing till late in the day if we do see it at all. High temperatures are going to be limited again to the upper 60s if that happens. But by Tuesday, we remember that ridge of high pressure is building in, and we'll see increasing warmth and increasing sunshine. We'll see highs in the lower to middle 70s on Tuesday, and each day we'll see basically a progressive warm up right on through Friday. This is Wednesday off the GFS. You can see high pressure is large and in charge. You have to watch out late Tuesday night, early Wednesday. That weakening system out to the west might kick off a shower or two as it ejects over the deep south, but that doesn't look like it'll be much of a problem. Thursday, an absolutely beautiful day. Southerly wind, balmy temperatures in the middle 70s after morning lows near 50. Will feel just quite perfect. And Friday promises to be even a degree or two better. In the daytime high department, looking at 76 for the daytime high on Friday. And then as we move toward the weekend, here's Saturday showing still high pressure protecting us. One thing I did want to show you, and I don't know how to let this get by, but the SPC does have a day 7 severe weather threat for Friday over parts of Texas and Oklahoma. And that's rather rare that they would issue a forecast that far out. So I would think, severe weather may still be a problem in those areas to west of Alabama on Saturday, but we'll be high and dry. Temperatures here in the middle 70s after overnight lows in the 50s. Just beautiful timing across Alabama. We go out to the end of the period, end of the 2 weeks. This is Monday the 14th. Look out here. We got a system there. But that could be our next system. What I think you're really probably going to see happen, and we didn't see it particularly in the day-by-day look at the models. Another system will form off of an old cold front that will move into the southern Caribbean by the end of the week. That system would track northeast across Cuba, across the Bahamas, and head on out to the northeast, potentially getting pushed into the Canadian Maritimes, or some small chance that it could get pushed somewhere to the east coast of the United States. We'll just have to see. That's not a forecast, certainly at this point, but something we'll be watching closely. Temperatures off the National Blend of Models just looking absolutely gorgeous. Going to be running some, 7 to 8 degrees above normal for those daytime highs and about 3 or 4 degrees above normal for those overnight lows through the period. And we will absolutely take that. The rainfall that we get is probably going to fall today. This is 7-day precipitation off of from our friends at the WPC. This is a manually drawn graphic showing, somewhere around 1/2 inch across much of north and central Alabama. We can use it. We're going to finish the month of October in Birmingham at least right around normal, maybe just a little below normal. We would normally see about 2.99 inches of rain in the month of October in the Magic City. Great show. on Monday night, talking about folks like you. We talked about weather ambassadors and the important role they play in communicating with their friends and family network, especially when it comes to severe weather. That was a fabulous show. Tonight, the show that we normally tape on Monday night will be recorded on Tuesday night this week because of Halloween. I didn't really talk about that. Perfect weather for trick or treating tomorrow night. We'll be dropping out of the 70s quickly into the 50s by 9 o'clock tomorrow night across the area, but we should be dry and partly cloudy. But Weather Brains is the weekly netcast that's all about weather, and we'll be talking on Tuesday night to the WCM, the Warnings Coordination Meteorologist from the National Weather Service in Jackson, not Mississippi, but Jackson, Kentucky. And Dustin Jordan will be joining us. He's a delightful fellow that I met at NWA this year. And of course, his office was responsible for covering the destructive flooding that occurred this summer in parts of eastern Kentucky. I'm sure we'll talk all about that. So tune in to Weather Brains. Well, that's your weather video for this Sunday, the 30th of October. October just about gone now. Going to be here in November very shortly. I'll have notes on the blog. Any updates that happen, frequent radar updates, of course, through the days. Showers move on out. And any developments that occur in the tropics we'll have on there too on the Alabama WX blog. Well, until I get to talk to you next Sunday, as I always tell you, keep an eye to the sky because you'll always have something fun to look at.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block, call Alabama Professional Services. Leaning or bowing basement walls, call APS. Sticking windows or doors, call APS. Settling or sinking foundation, that's right, call APS. It's a fact, foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS. Call Alabama Professional Services today.